What's going on? What's going on? Can you see my face? I ain't been using Google Hangouts lately, but I wake up Israel News Creature. I want to read something. I was reading the Bible, which I was reading Joshua. And, Joshua the Most High was leading Joshua in in Israel. Because Joshua took up Moses' spot. And the Most High was telling Joshua that he would lead the army of Israel into the land of, of Jericho. And he would knock down the walls of Jericho. And he gave Joshua strict instructions on what to do. Right? And he also, let's see, I'm trying to find something. Hold on one second. I'm trying to find what I was reading in Jericho. Okay. I'm going to read this, okay? You can see me. Let me see. Hold on one second, because I'm trying to talk about this irrigation tunnel that collapsed. Because the Midwest they're not getting a break with these farmlands. And the farmlands, see something. Anyway, the riverbanks of I'm trying to find the riverbanks. Let me see. Of Jordan. All right. The riverbanks of Jordan. God had decided the riverbanks so the group of Israel, the army, can cross over. Whatever. So he would, like he did Moses in the Red Sea. Don't make it so bad. So in Joshua, it talks about how they are defeated. They defeated Jericho, and how God made the riverbanks go inward. I guess, go back outward, so they can walk. And the 10 people of Jericho was scared of Israel God, because the God was so strong. Our God was so strong, and they got stones to this day. They say each month. So Joshua called together the 12 men who had chosen for one each of tribes Israel. He told them, "Go into the middle of Jordan, in front of the ark of the land of the Lord your God. Each of you must pick up one stone and carry it out on your shoulder. 12 stones in all, one of each of the 12 stone tribes of Israel. He will use these stones to build a memorial. In the future, your children will ask you, 'What do these stones mean?' Then you can tell them, they remind us that the Jordan River stopped flowing when the Ark of the Lord's covenant went across. These stones will stand as a memorial among the people of Israel forever." So the men did as Joshua had commanded them. They took 12 stones from the middle of the Jordan River, one of each tribe, just as the Lord had told Joshua. They carried them to the place where they camped for the night, and constructed the memorial there. Joshua also set up another pile of 12 stones in the middle of the Jordan, at the place where the priests who carried the ark of the covenant were standing, and they are there to this day. So let's go to this. Nebraska and Wyoming issue emergency declaration as collapsed irrigation tunnel threatens farms. Okay. July 26th, the governors of Nebraska and Wyoming issue emergency declaration following the collapse of an irrigation tunnel that transports water to 100,000 acres of cropland in both states. The 102-year-old concrete tunnel collapsed early July 17 along the Fort Laramie Gearing irrigation canal in Wyoming, causing the tunnel to back up, breaching one of its walls and flooding nearby farmland. The water was then shut off, stopping delivering the tens of thousands of acres during a heat wave that threatens to leave crops dry and hurt the livelihoods of local farmers. Now, I think there's another heat wave coming this week. I think Tuesday. Tomorrow, I think it's Tuesday. So this is not good. Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts issued his state's emergency order Thursday after Wyoming Governor Mark Gordon issued his on Monday, allowing officials to deploy that resources to Goshen County, where the tunnel collapse occurred. Goshen sounds like something in the Bible too. Let's see, Goshen County. Wyoming Goshen County also issued a local disaster declaration on Monday. This is a serious emergency, and we recognize addressing an issue of this magnitude will take coordination, especially because it affects so many Wyoming and Nebraska farmers. Wyoming Governor Mark Gordon said, "We are working with an understanding of urgency of the situation, along with a need to proceed carefully." It seemed like they can't catch a break. It seemed like, I know it don't seem like they cannot catch a break, and the Most High will not let them catch a break. All these festivities that these Edomites has been enjoying on the backs of the tribe of Judah, of the Hebrew indigenous tribe, along with the indigenous Native Americans as well. Both. They have destroyed our people. From the east to the west to the north to the south, they have destroyed our people. And they honestly don't hold themselves accountable for doing it. But somebody is holding them accountable, and that's the Most High Yah. All this rich farmland and all these acres these people are owning, and while black men still struggle with a lot of stuff financially and spiritually as well. So, this is your white Jesus falling right now. This is what you want to hold on to these Edomites, huh? Tunnel collapses, halts irrigation water to 104,000 acres, man. Water blew out the sides of the irrigation canal after another portion of the system at a tunnel collapsed and caused water to back up. An underground tunnel collapse on the Fort Laramie Canal caused water to back up and the canal bank to breach in the early morning hours of July 17, leaving 104,000 acres dry as repairs are planned and completed. The Fort Laramie Canal, according to a press release from the Goshen Irrigation District, provides irrigation water to 104 acres in Wyoming and Nebraska, served by the Goshen and Gearing Fort Laramie Irrigation Districts in the Wright and Murphy Ditch County Company. Probably all these white companies, white owned. The Goshen County Board of Commissioners declared the collapse and loss of water as a disaster to allow the use of additional resources beyond the locally available public and private resources. Chairman Wally Walski told the Torrington Telegram that local resources have been insufficient to meet the needs of the situation. Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts issued emergency. Pete Ricketts, I bet he bet wear a damn cowboy hat and shit, and got chewing tobacco in his mouth, and all that other silly shit, giving himself mouth counting his damn gums and stuff. You know how they do. In release, Ricketts said about 55,000 acres in Nebraska were affected at a critical time in the growing season. Of course, it's critical. Hell, you just got through a heat wave. Through floods. You just had a heat wave. The crops is down left and right. It's not geoengineering, it's GOD. It's the Most High Yah is destroying these people. You don't like them. It's really hard to really fathom that the Most High don't like these people and what they have done to his people. He's destroying them left and right now. He's hitting them in the pockets. You can't fight God. The same God that helped Joshua and Israel army defeat Jericho. The true Hebrew Israelites. The indigenous that came over in the slave ships, not those fake Ashkenazi Jews over there that's catching skin cancer left and right. They can't even take the sun. Not those jokers. No. No, they're not even of nature. Most of them not anyway. They're not indigenous. They are a bastard in the land of Israel. So they can have that land right now if they want it. They can go ahead and have it because it's about to get consumed with fire. Just like America. This is in the Bible, man. People don't want to. We live in a Babylonian system with pure devils. Pure devils, man. All these people are devils, man. And a lot of the people who look like us, these Negroes, they are devils too, because they got this Edomite spirit. You know, they love being around these Edomites, man. And these Edomites hate them. It was a story about some stuff. I'm gonna tell y'all another story about it's about Kamala Harris, but her father. Come on. Anyway, it was a story that a lady, Lisa Cabrera, was reading a story about a clause contract in a subdivision, and in the contract of these people that own these nice homes. I think it was in Florida. And in the clause contract, it said that don't sell your homes to black people, which is fine. Because I don't want to be around them anyway. I don't know why. I understand we want to live in a great neighborhood and all that stuff, but why would you want to live amongst people who don't even hire you for a damn job? Now, for those people who look like us who have jobs, a lot of them haven't got hit yet in the pockets, or as of recently. So they would go out and move out in these subdivisions, which is nothing wrong with it. Like in Alpharetta and Atlanta and whatever. In Buckhead and Roswell or Marietta and Smyrna and Vinings. And they would take on these spirits of these Edomites. And they would act a certain way like these devils, right? And if you go to Smyrna, Georgia, Vinings, you would see that the black people have white spirits there too. Black people. Quite a few of them. It's a great percentage. They have that little Edomite spirit because they feel like they're in a diverse city. Dunwoody, not so much. Now, Dunwoody is an area where that black Congress lady was crying because she was pregnant and the white boy called her lazy ass and go take your lazy ass back somewhere. Y'all remember that? It was like last week. She was crying. And all these damn notifications. And she was crying. I'm like, you have to, she's emotional because she's pregnant, but Do she know the truth? You know what I'm saying? Why are you crying because a cave beast called you lazy? Now, I was in Kroger's the other day, and there was a white guy in the aisles, right? So the white guy, I had to, if you're at Kroger's, Grocery, or Publix, you gotta walk down the aisle. And so there's a guy, white guy, he was on the other side. He was on, the left side of the aisle and on the right. So as I'm walking, sometimes the aisle would have something sticking out, like a display sticking out with salt and pepper, or with like cinnamon or some type of ketchup. So I had to duck down and just walk past him, you know. And as I walked past him, I looked at his arm, and what I seen it got on his arm, because I stared for at least a good 2 or 3 seconds at his arm, because I'm always amazed on how people, these Edomites' attributes and these physical bodies are so much different than us, and they call us different names. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they have that white Jesus complex. And I'm looking at his arm, and I say, well, maybe he just got to painting. He was painting some shit. Right? So maybe he just got off work. But what I seen when I was looking, it seemed like it was white moles in his arm, right? Like white. If you ever buy plums or grapes and that mold come out of the grapes, like it's molded. Like sometimes you go to the grocery store, you're like, I just bought these plums and they got mold coming out. Like, what the hell? So I seen little mold looking spots on his arm. I'm like, is that paint? He just got through working. But it seemed like they was like in circles and they was embedded in his skin. I'm like, what the hell is that? And as I walked past him, he kind of, I could tell he looked at me as I walked past. I ain't say excuse me. I kept going. Don't know what it was on his body, but in the last days, if we ain't seeing right now that they are a different species than we could have ever imagined, but common sense would have told you that. Now, all Europeans may not be Edomites. All Europeans who look white have other foreign blood in them. I say that, and they don't look like what I seen, but this particular guy did. And a lot of Europeans like that have that lack of melanin that make them look a certain way. And they live it up so much in this land with all this wealth, with all this money, while someone like me, who have a bachelor's degree and owe about 90,000, 80,000 back, who have looked for jobs at Robert Half Technologies, right? IT, who have only had 2 jobs since I graduated, since 2011, for all this work. University of Phoenix, they're a fucking ripoff. Don't get a certification. If you in IT, get a certification. Don't get no damn degree. It's useless. Trust me. And if they're gonna hire somebody, they're gonna hire a butt dancing Negro. They ain't gonna hire no real black person in that office. You see all these little IT companies, man. They startup companies or young new companies, and you see a bunch of Indians and whites, Asians, and you might see a few blacks here and there if you see any. We live in a country of our enemies. People still want to be with this system. But the Most High is taking the system down with all this irrigation tunnel collapse shit, all these heat waves and all these floods, man. We can't fathom that our God is fighting our battles. But it seems like some house Negroes don't even want the Most High God to fight their battles. It seems like most house Negroes don't even want their God. They want that white God, which that Edomite. They want Baal. I say Baal. Let's just say Baal. That white Jesus because they got him up there. But we gonna say Baal. And This is a truth. This is a truth speech, right? This is common sense. If you got any, you ain't no you are considered a byword in Deuteronomy 37. You are a byword, black man. You are. You are a nigga. All right, which means Naja. They look at you as niggas. But why are we still voting? When God clearly don't want this Babylon's state to stay around, he getting rid of this country and this whole Babylonian system. He's about to crush it, but we want to hold on to it. All this stuff is collapsing. It's a meteorite shower. It's a meteorite shower. I'll do a video of that tomorrow. I mean later in a second. Coming up tomorrow. I think it's that Planet X, what rap the news talk about, that has brimstones coming from that shower from that planet, and they saying it is meteorites, but it could be those little stones coming from that planet Nibiru, Planet X or Wormwood, you know. But it says it's gonna be a meteorite shower tomorrow, Monday night, so we'll look out for that. You know, if you're a Gentile, you want to know the truth. You know the truth about who we are as the Hebrew Israelites. Then you know this is truth. I don't speak hate. I speak truth. Period. Point blank. All right? And I'm gonna keep on speaking truth to the day I die. I'm not gonna stop, because living at 42 years old, we have loved so many other cultures and ain't loved ourselves. See, we have respect so many cultures ain't even respect ourselves. We still have people to this day that will go spend money at a Asian nail salon, at a Italian restaurant. And the people that I notice now, they do all this stuff, and like I said, I write books, I design shirts, and they really ain't really bought my shirt or my books. Strangers have. Now, black people will buy my books, they would, but as a whole, we would still go in Asian salons and beauty supply stores and buy stuff without even benefiting or having our own stores. Now, if you can find an Asian store and put your own product in there, they will let you. That's fine. But find out if they are having black products or black owned products in their stores. I think that'd be better if you knew that it was a black woman that had her own hair company. What else she have? Her own beauty supply company, and she sell it within a Asian store, and the Asian store allow her to bring her products in their store and profit off. That's different. That's a little bit different. We still have to get our own stores though. No, our own stand up. But see, these devils deny your loans. I don't care how, if you're black, you can have better credit than this white Edomite heathen. He gonna get a loan before you. That's what I'm saying. They block everything. This devil block everything away. And it seems like, dude, us as black people, we still don't want to see that. We don't want to see that this devil block a lot of things from us. He do. This beast, this unnatural beast block everything. You try to get a loan, and it's a blockage that they do to the black man, the black woman. It's gonna be to a point that we are so zombie out with black people are so zombie out. You gotta be to yourself like like Messiah. You dating these women with weave in their fucking hair, fake eyelashes. They are dressing for Baal. They are dressing for the enemy. They are getting approval for Europe. A European Neanderthal man with all that shit they got in their system. The fake eyelashes and the goddamn weave and all that shit. I'm not saying this. If you want to make money off beauty supply products in your own, that's fine. I'm saying, have you seen social media lately? Have you seen our women with weaving? It's some pictures I want to show you. that it is so damn zombied up and ridiculous. And for the brother, I don't know if they have such a self hatred as well. But see, everybody getting their wake up call. Everybody's getting their wake up call. Working for corporate America, I seen these house Negroes operate and how they don't want to speak to you in corporate America. They walk past you and go sit with their white counterparts. These house Negroes, right? These house Negroes don't know they got a God. They walk. I worked at Carter's Oshkosh. Yeah, I did. I'm telling you why I got damn work because I don't care who see this video. These devils that at Carter's won't work for damn. They don't pay you jack shit at Carter's. All these people are devils, man. Carter's, you would see these house Negroes and they don't even give these people, these black people at Carter's Oshkosh raises or promotions. I've seen that before when I was there. It was his sister I worked. She worked at the same cubicle we worked. Her husband worked there, and she worked there temporary. He was full time, and she was telling me how he always got looked over. They always looked over him and promoted somebody else. And he came in, he speak, but he really was to himself. He was quiet. See, control-minded niggas. And I hate to say that because it's like, listen, I work for corporate America. I ain't just goddamn talk. I work for these damn devils. This white boy worked in front of me, a fat boy. He was telling me how I was dressing. You gotta dress more professional. I wasn't wearing no damn sweats. I was still wearing jeans and some dress shoes. He wore the same thing. He wasn't professional. White guys across the wearing t-shirts. They wearing the exact same thing I am. But they had a talk with me about how I dress. Damn, you know how devils do. But they ain't pay no money. You see, the system that we worked in, we want to be a part of it. You apply for jobs. That's why I started designing t-shirts doing my books. Nothing. I haven't sold millions of books. I haven't sold $1 million worth of shirts and tote bags. But to make a long story short, I have at least I put everything out there. You know what I mean? At least I put everything out there and see what happened next. But things are about to get heat up. The Most High is crushing these devils, man. And if you house Negroes want a part of the crushing, go ahead, be my guest. The Most High is coming after these heathens. This is the Most High is just getting warmed up. This man is just getting warmed up. Okay? On that note, this has been Wake Up Israel News with Chris Judah. Stay in prayer. Stay in your Bible. Stay in truth. Do not deter your spirit because you want a certain woman or man to like you. If they want to keep hold to this European Jesus and this Babylonian system, get them the hell out your life. Quick. Okay? Things about to get heated. And the Most High ain't playing. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to do another video in a second. Peace.